stocks, Satoshis, Bitcoin, and more. We're going to do it all here today. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, your, I was going to say week daily live show, but we don't go live every single weekday. We go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays and all the amazing stuff in between. I've been a stacker of precious metals since 2010, so we talk precious metals, silver, gold, platinum, all that stuff. I've been a stacker of crypto since 2013, so we talk Bitcoin, crypto, altcoins, all that stuff, and I'm in the stocks as well, and we have a wonderful chat with my Good Morning Stackers family. What I need you to do right now, however, is two things. Bring yourselves in, tell your friends about us, and like, share, and subscribe. I'm going out live on X and on YouTube right now. And also what I need you to do is the synchronized slurp. That's where you grab a tasty beverage. I grab my tasty beverage and we slurp them synchronously together. I'm going to ask a question at the start of the show. I'll do it after we do our synchronized slurp. Are you ready? Here we go. Early birds catch the worm. You must do it. You must do it audibly, and it's the slurp heard around the world. I'm a little bit tired and puffy. I'll explain that later. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Slurp it. Woo! I'm Joe Main. I explain who the hell I am and all that sort of stuff. Did you know the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, mastering the markets, masteringthemarkets.com, and Stormrake, stormrake.com, your full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. Yeah, sign up with my link, you get 2% fees. Ooh, I've got a little bit of good news there. As well, let's get into the topics of the day. I want to see all my regular subscribers. And I have a question for my regular subscribers and Jason Rosana was the first one. Hey, stackers, good to see you, man. I'll get through all of them. Does anyone notice I look a bit tired and I'm puffy? I'm puffy. Tell me why, and there's a specific reason why. Why would I, knowing me, as my regular stackers, knowing me, why would I be tired? Why would I be puffy? Okay, and it's not, I'll tell you, it's not because I did a show. It's not because I did a gig. Okay, it's not because of that. It's not because I got a really late night or anything like that. Why would I be bit sort of lethargic and particularly puffy and inflamed? Let me know in the comments below, but yeah, let's just talk about my puffiness and my inflammation. Let's just do that. Mark, Florida, says GMS. Mon says GMS. Give me 1 second. What I will get you to do, though, however, people, could you please and thanks, do head over to this one over here. Can you head over to x.com/it's Joe Main right now? I go live on here, and what you see me do every single time is I've got to do this just to line it up so that we can get a little bit more trendy on X. So if you don't follow me on X, you really need to. So I have 3,722 followers. So you get a lot more than just the live show on the X account. Okay, back to here. Let's go. GMS says, morning, Joe. Morning, Jason. It's good to see you. Silver has had a very interesting time. Morning, stackers. Hey, Joe, I really need you to call the Comex, and create a big dip for a few days. Loading up, are we? Yes, I can imagine. G'day, Neil. It's good to see you, my friend. Like and share, please. Allergies? Yes, sort of, but yes and no. The answer is sort of yes and no. Yes, allergies, but why? Why? Kind of, sort of allergies, but yes. You need some veggies, Joe. Well, that's part of the reason, actually. Mon, got it, mate. You got it. Literally, ate bread. Yep. So, on the weekend, Mon's got it, mate. Or doctor, you are working way too hard. Allergies? No, some people's been saying long. How the patch is going. Yes, no, I don't have long CVD. I've never had long VD either, if anyone knows that reference. But yeah, I ate bread. So literally, over the weekend, it was my 7-year-old's birthday. It was his birthday last weekend. It was during the weekday, but on Saturday, we had lovely people over. So on Saturday, there was pizza. There was cake, which I made myself, by the way. Can I show you a photo of that? I'm going to show you a photo of a cake I made. Give me a second. You want to see the cake I made? It's bloody good. Give me one moment. because the old mate's into I'll show you a couple of things here. So this is going to show you what he got what we got him for his where is it? You kidding me? It's not there. We'll show you what his main present that he got for his birthday, and then I'll show you this as well. I'll open that in a new tab and you can see that as well. Cool. Let me share the screen. So this is let me share the cake. I made this for the man himself. There we go. Anyone familiar with what this is? So it's TNT. Anyone have kids? Anyone have, adolescents? Something like that. Anyone have teenage kids or kids in their sort of younger sort of age? Anyone can recognize why would I make a TNT cake? Anyway, rather than you guessing, it's Minecraft. So I made him it's not a cube. We didn't do a cube. Didn't have the time and the effort and all that stuff, but got the colors right, made the all buttercream icing. Didn't make the cake itself the sponge. I just bought sponge and then layered it all up and then made the buttercream icing, did the crumb coat, stuck them in the fridge, and that's licorice straps for the TNT. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, hey? And also, this is what he got. Yeah, he did. An electric drum kit. Because the kids got rhythm, man. We knew from a really early age that the kid's naturally gifted at rhythm. Like, he's always tapping away, and he's, like, from really young age, I would, like, clap something, and he'd be able to clap it back in that same rhythm as well. I'm like, that was weird. I've got to try that a few times, and he kept doing it. So, kid's got a drum kit and a TNT cake. I know I'm kind of stretching it because I'm waiting for more people to come into the show. You are watching Good Morning Stackers, where we will talk silver, gold, precious metals, crypto, and all that sort of stuff. Minecraft, exactly right. So on that whole allergy puffiness thing, Saturday I ate because I'm a carnivore. If you don't know, if you're new to the channel, I'm a strict carnivore. But I ate pizza, bread, chips. Had a couple of drinks as well, cake and all that sort of stuff. And then on the Sunday, I thought I'll be good on Sunday. I'll get back to it. On Sunday, I wasn't. So Sunday, I ate whatever I wanted. I made 2 bowls of huge pasta, this, that, more cake. And then on Monday, I got back to normal eating. But even today, on Tuesday morning, I'm still puffy. I'm still lethargic. It's just, honestly, don't do that to yourself, people. Go and buy and eat meat. Now you don't have to. Now you don't have to pay your bandmate. Right, cool, fair enough. I think there's enough people watching right now. Let's talk about silver in particular. We'll start with silver and precious metals, and I want to show you something that I shared with the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia forum. Okay. And let's see if I can find it. Is it going to do it for me? Yes, it is. And I'll share that screen. My funky people, I want to show you a couple of charts. And we'll share it right here. So this is the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia Forum, by the way. If you're not a member, you should be. It's the premier forum for stackers in Australia, hence the name. It has 8.9 thousand members. Don't be faked out by the fakes, because there's people who try to fake this particular group, and they try to scam you by selling you fake gold and all that kind of stuff. So it's the private group, and it's the one with 8.9 thousand members as of right now, and I post there every single morning before I do a show. Before I do a show, it says GMS silver is 35% away from its all-time high. Okay, and that's it right there. It is 35% away from its all-time high. Silver miners, the SIL index, is 85% from its all-time high, which it is around about 86%. Cool. And some stackers, I said, like to stick to the physical only. Of course, we love our physical silver. Some like to dabble in the silver miners to spot price ratio, the third image. So then you take the price of the SIL, you divide it by the price of silver, or the other way around, I think it is, whatever it is, and you get this ratio number. And you can see silver miners still highly undervalued in relation to silver spot price at the moment. Right, so they try to dabble into that to potentially up their physical stack later on. Whichever one you are, you'll be doing well in the long run. And that is absolutely true. So let's take a quick look at that, and we'll do a quick silver update as well. So let's start with a silver update. All right, here is silver on the... let me go back to here because you don't want that. I want you. Good. Here is silver on the daily time frame price in USD, $36.76 US. What we saw was that fake out move. Okay, they fake you out to shake you out above $37. It got people excited, and then it's just a little bit of a sell-off. Okay, so don't stress though. It's not a big deal. Price range, I don't want. Trend line, yeah, I want you. I'll take you, and I'll take you, and I'll take you. Yep, and you too. There you go. Perfect. So we did fail to hold that $36.90 level that we've been talking about. And look, so far though, it's great. Silver's looking great. Okay, as I've been saying, last couple of days though, since last week I should say, this is the first show for the week, we are either going to do one of two things. We're either going to do something like this, or we might come down and test. No, ignore that. Or we might do something like this, where we come back down and test this area. We actually just did that. Something like that, you know. Or we could be in distribution. Could be. And then we break through here, and then, you know, some lower prices. And I kind of posited those potential lower prices last week sometime. Just watch out for about $33.80 as the lowest that you wouldn't want to see it go down to. Okay. My bias though is to the upside, and I do think we do one of two things. We either rocket up from here, or we just spend a little bit more time in this symmetrical triangle pattern. Right here, we spend a little bit more time, and we come a little bit closer to the apex, but I think we break to the upside rather than breaking to the downside. Could I be wrong? Yes. Would that be a great opportunity? Just as Mark Florida asked in the chat, could we push the price down so that he can, you know, load up a little bit more? Sure, that might be great for you too. But yeah, I'd like it just to continue onwards and upwards from here, really. So that is silver in the short term. Of course, as we all know, silver is going to $50, back to $50. It's going to $100. It's going to $200, $300 US, in my humble opinion, can go even as high as $700 US over the much, much longer term, 10 to 20 years from now, minimum. It's going to be a 10-year gap in between there. It's not going to do in 3 to 5 years, okay? But several $100 US silver is coming down the track, okay? So this is just a little, you know, if you do have a dip down here, blips along the way, great opportunity to purchase more. Obviously, what I need to see is it break and hold, close over that in the green over that $36.90 level. Cool. That's pretty much it for silver. So let me show you. Let's see. And get your comments in now. Do you have any chart requests or anything? Because I will be taking a look at some stocks. I will be taking a look at a couple of things. I'll take a quick look at everything that I'm currently in and how it's also tracking at the same time. And I might wait a little bit to the end for that, because the markets will open, the Australian stock market opens in about 15 minutes. Cool, so I'll wait for that. Here again on the monthly time frame, and there we go. On the monthly is 35% roughly away from its previous all-time high of $50. Okay, now that's silver. Now let's take a look at the SIL. The SIL is the Global Silver Miners ETF. So rather than buying an individual silver miner, you buy the index, and then as the individual stocks go up, this number goes up at the same time. Cool. So it's an average of. That is 86% away from its previous all-time high. Its previous all-time high was back here in April of 2011. That's also when silver was at its peak as well. So they can move, you know, pretty well in lockstep. There are points where silver miners start really outperforming it. I have a feeling this time, I mean, we're 85% away. You've got this area that you need to clear through very clearly, okay, and that's at around about that $55, $54 level, which we've spoken about before. Once we do that, game on, okay. You might just splutter around a little bit for a while, you know, 1 second top, third people go, it won't break there, and then eventually it will. Just like silver will break $50 eventually. There'll be a little bit of, oh, it's never broken $50 before, will it ever do it? yeah, it will. This might do the same thing. We haven't broken this for a while. That'll break, and then onwards and upwards to probably the all-time high in SIL. And I'm guessing this time that during this next massive precious metals bull run, I think this will surpass it. So I think it will make a brand new all-time high in the SIL. Okay, that's just my opinion. Where could we come up to? I think bare minimum to around about $140. Why? It's the 1.618 Fibonacci extension, which is a very popular extension after you get into new all-time highs for things, into price discovery. You tend to find some resistance there. You tend to at least come up to, I should say, you bare minimum most of the time when you break an all-time high, unless it's a liquidity grab. Okay, so unless it's going to kind of double top you where it comes up to here, kind of fakes you out and then back down, sure, that could happen. But if that is not the case, then it's probably at least bare minimum going to the 1.618 Fibonacci, and that's at $140. So that, in my opinion, is what's 85% from the all-time high, and that's 180% up to around about there. So that would be my first major target when, and I think it's when, we break the previous all-time high here in the SIL. What does this mean? Does it mean you should swap all your silver for silver mining index stock? No. Keep your core stack, okay? I would however, suggest that if you have new investable money you're saving, to keep investing, and you want to get into silver, at least look at, just keep it in the back of your mind, getting some of the SIL, or even if you want to take that little bit of extra risk, I guess, you could buy something like the SILJ, which is the silver junior miners. Now, I actually have SILJ. I don't have SIL. I should probably get some SIL too, but I have SILJ. This is the silver junior miners, which can really massively outperform even the major silver mining stocks as well, but I'm a little bit of a riskier player. So what you would do if you want to buy the SIL, and you want to up your physical stack, what you would want to do is take a look at the ratio. So that's the SIL to silver ratio. We've done this, I've shown you this a million times before. So this is how the silver mining index stocks tracks against the silver spot price. Now, please bear in mind, this is how it tracks the silver spot price, not physical silver, because of course, when you buy physical silver, you're paying spot price plus a premium. So this doesn't work out exactly to swapping to physical silver. There's fees involved in that. Okay, but as you can see, it has that. It had that beautiful rounded bottom. We all know who loves a rounded bottom. Won't even say the name. Jason. And we are bullish while we're above 1.27, and we broke there. Okay, so bullish while we're above there. It's a change of market structure, bullish change of market structure. And gee, where did we come to test? Exactly. And again, this is the thing. It's on a ratio. Okay, this is not a fiat dollar value. This is a ratio of one thing to another thing. Yet, okay, from this high and this low, where did we find some resistance? At the 0.236 Fibonacci at around about 1.43. It's funny how Fibonacci works like that, isn't it? So we found some resistance, bang, on the, and why there? Again, why there? Why not here at previous support? Why not here at previous support? Why here? That's kind of random, isn't it? No, it's not. It's Fibonacci, right? People are playing this ratio, and some people took some profits at around about that 1.4. So it's a little bit of an area of resistance. I would expect this to remain as support. You need that to remain as support at 1.27. And once that's broken through, the next major level to watch out for is at 1.7. That's my minor swap target. Okay, where I might consider swapping a bit of my silver miners, and I'll have to see what my silver junior miners are doing at the same time. But if you were in the silver miners, the SIL, you'd be considering swapping some at around about here, because you've got a big area of support right there. Okay, also butts up against the bottom end of the Fibonacci expected resistance range. That's at the 0.382 right there. So around about here, and that's that downtrend line as well. So round about there-ish, you can expect some major resistance. Okay, so that'd be a minor swap target, and then what you could do is you could just see what happens from there. Does it bounce off here and then break through? If it does that, I'd probably, you'd want to be probably back in again. It's probably going to make its way up to, I think, up to here to 2.4. That's a major swap target. Do you want to wait for the all-time high? Up to you. But I think around about here at the 0.786 would be a good area to swap some of your silver mining stocks for physical silver. Again, you have to take into account premiums and all that. But imagine upping your physical stack of precious metals, which you love, and you don't really care about paper contracts and paper stuff and stocks and all that. But you've noticed this opportunity where getting some silver miners can up your physical stack later on down the track. It's not a bad little play, okay? Or just you do you and just buy the physical. But that's the whole silver miners to silver thing, okay? So I hope you understood it. And if you want to play it, good luck. And follow me and I'll keep you updated on the ratio as well. And I'll let you know what I'm doing too. So what the ratio I'm looking at right now that I have to keep an eye on is the SILJ to silver as well. So this is the silver junior miners. Now take a look here. Interestingly, that one has broken out. So the major silver miners index to spot silver has already broken out. It's broken its market structure. However, the silver junior miners, okay, the junior silver miners to silver spot hasn't even broken out of its market structure yet. Now I think it will, so I'm happy to take that risk. Could I be wrong and that it just breaks down here? Absolutely. I don't think so. I think we do something like that. So I've actually got more of an upside being in the junior silver miners. The problem is though, I have opened myself up to a little bit more risk. So I'm happy to take that risk versus reward. I'll keep you updated on all of that. That is that whole silver thing that I wanted to talk about. Let's take a look at gold on the monthly. Sure. 3,330 US dollars. I did explain in a video on Friday, I think it was. It had a lot of great views actually. That I don't like these three spikes previously. I don't like this spike in April, don't like it in May, don't like it in June. Why? The big spikes say that more so sellers are in control of the market. We've also had a massive run. We are also extremely overvalued on the monthly time frame. But I have been caught out before. Okay, there's been times we have massive spikes and then it just keeps going onwards and upwards. So some people are suggesting, no, gold's going to continue onwards and upwards from here. I'm saying I'm not so sure yet. Okay, obviously, if we just sail through and we just have another great a month for July for gold, fantastic. But it's at least got to start closing up in those areas. You don't want another big spike up here because it just says sellers are all in control. That, to me, indicates momentum is waning. Okay, it does have these kind of splurts of the gas tank, but then the sellers go, yeah, no, thank you. So I'm giving that sort of both sides of the bullion coin on there. If we do have a couple of red months, the areas I'm looking for is anywhere from 3,130 anywhere down to 2,900-ish is where I would like to see it find support at. And of course, we could just rocket up from here, but we'll talk about higher prices later on. If we get there on the daily time frame, we're not there just yet. We need to be, that's you, that's exactly what I wanted to do. That's good. We are not above the area which I need to see us above, and we are not above that 3375. So until we break above there, I can't tell you that a new all-time high for gold is coming anytime soon. And also we need to break this. It'll be this downtrend line as well. So yeah, at least through 3375. Yeah, it is, sorry. See, tired, lethargic, and puffy. 3375 right there. Got a bare minimum get through there. Okay, then we'll come up to test this downtrend line. Then obviously if you break the downtrend line, it's really looking good for a new all-time high. But yeah, not there yet. And I just don't like the fact that we're so I don't know, just so overbought at the moment. So yeah, on balance of probably, I'm going to say, no, I'll stay 50-50. I was going to say, no, I'll stay 50-50. I don't know. But it would not surprise me if we did break down from here. Cool. That is gold. Again, gold has its run. Then the other precious metals go, like silver. Silver's starting its next run up. Okay. Hasn't even broken all-time high. And, of course, our mate platinum has been doing really well as well. This is platinum on the monthly time frame, US dollars. 1,370. Let's just zoom out for you for a second, see where it's come from, and see where we absolutely can tell where it's going to be going. Of course, platinum will be breaking a new all-time high eventually. That's at $2,300. This move right here isn't just it's not an impulse move and then we just head back down from here and downwards we go. No, look at that solid green candle on the monthly time frame last month. We closed really close to its peak right there. That's very bullish over the longer term. Okay, the buyers are absolutely in control of the market. Okay, we've also just moved into extremely overvalued. We've just ticked into it, and you can spend a lot of time up there. Okay, on the monthly time frame, on the RSI, popping it onto the weekly and the daily. However, here it is on the weekly, losing a bit of momentum. Okay, just like gold, but on the weekly time frame, losing a bit of momentum, and on the daily time frame, still losing a bit of momentum. Here we've got that double top so far, where you have that sort of equal high and that lower high on the relative strength index, and I've got all my other stuff in here as well. So my bias at the moment is down to the downside. Could I be wrong? Yes. Does it matter anyway? No. Should you dollar cost average? Yes. But my bias is down to the downside, and the confluence here is at $1,220. Why? It's the top end of this Fibonacci level from this low and this high. So it's the top end at the 0.382, and it also happens to be the bottom end on the macro. So it's the top end of the micro and the bottom end of the macro at the 0.382 at 1,220 something, 1,230. So that's why I think we will more than likely, more than a 50% chance, break down to here first before we see higher prices. Okay, that's my opinion on platinum. It's had a great run, needs a little bit of a rest, and I'm going to stick with that until the data tells me otherwise. And what would that be doing? It would be if we break and close, well, obviously just a break and close through 1430. Okay, break the all-time high, and then we'll talk about higher prices. That's really all I have to say. Not all-time high, break the most recent high, 1430. We'll be making higher prices, and that's all I have to say about that. That's gold, silver, platinum. I have been saying now that I will include copper. So let's take a quick look at copper. Copper on the daily, $5.02. Cool. I think copper will do very well. I think it will break out eventually and we'll start making all-time highs in copper. Nothing majorly saying that we're going to break down from here. I guess the one thing I'll keep in the back of your mind, that's interesting. We are forming sort of higher peaks here, but then we are we haven't broken through there. Okay, you can still creep a lot higher before a bearish divergence plays out. So I think copper has a bit of ways to go, and I think we will eventually break through this $5.10 level. And once we do, well, we'll be in all-time high territory. So we don't exactly know where we can go, but it can easily, pump 25-50%. Easy. And for copper, I'm also watching the copper miners index, just like I did with the SIL, okay, Global X Copper Miners ETF, and we've spoken about my potential higher prices there. That's it for copper. As I've said, I'm kind of more all about the shop today, aren't I? Again, isn't it interesting how your brain gets really foggy when you have a couple of days of eating crap food? You get tired, you get lethargic, you get puffy, and your thoughts aren't as organized either. That is all the precious metals. Oh, and we're 10:01. All right, give me 1 second. I'm just going to check a couple of things here. Where are we? Have we opened? We have opened. Oh, okay, we're a little bit down. Oh, that's okay. Yes, okay. Unico. So silver miners. We've had a bit of a move in silver miners. That's good to know. So where are we? SS1, no, the USL. So USL is having a bit of a move higher. It's opened and it's at around about 305 currently. So had a little bit of a higher move in silver just overnight, slightly higher. So we're seeing a little bit of a move in USL. This is Unico Silver Limited. That's one I'm in, but I'll come back to all of that. Let's do some Yeah, I'm really all over the shop today, aren't I? What a great show this is. If you want to buy from a great bullion dealer, you should buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Why would you want to buy from perthbullion.com.au? Well, they do free shipping. Yeah. Only bullion dealer? I think it's now one of a bullion. I think it's one of two now. I have heard rumors that there is another bullion dealer that is doing free shipping when you have over a certain quantity of items. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. I've heard rumors. But Perth Bullion Exchange, they price match. Okay, they have the best prices, and you have 20 or more items when you get free shipping when you have 20 or more items in your shopping cart. And then the first one to do it in all of Australia, in all of history, to offer free shipping from any major bullion dealer. You still have to pay money for shipping when you buy over a certain amount. You can buy a kilo of gold, which is like $108,000 in Australian dollar terms. Oh, I think that's in US dollar terms, I think. Yeah, I think it's even US dollar terms. And you still have to pay for shipping. Now, it makes sense, security and armor guard and all that kind of stuff. But even, insurance and stuff, you've got to pay a bit. 20 or more items in your shopping cart, instant free shipping Australia-wide. Not instant as in they send it same day, but sometimes they do if you can pay on the same day, and sometimes they pick it and pack it and ship it the same day. So almost instant free shipping, but you get free shipping. Okay, so go to perthbullion.com.au, and if you would like to talk to someone about precious metals investing, I do offer consultations, okay, on precious metals investment. I do a precious metals investment strategy session with you. Does it cost you money? Yes. Will it cost your friends and family money? Yes, because my time is money. But because I've worked for 3 major bullion dealers, I've spoken to thousands of customers in my time, and I want to help other people get into precious metals for the first time. And I love speaking to first timers. But again, time costs money. So we will spend 45 minutes together. Send this link to your friends or family if you don't want to wake them up into the precious metals yourself. If you want them to speak to me, I charge money, and you'll have a written down strategy of how to get into precious metals for the first time. We'll talk about how to avoid the common mistakes, and I'll listen to your particular situation and give my non-financial advice about the type of metal that you should buy, the quantities in which you should buy it, the ratios of, gold versus silver, 50% this, 50, 20, 30, 80, 20. It depends on your risk appetite and where you are, in your life as well. So I help you with those strategies. Can you go to calendly.com/main consulting. Also, if you want to happen to talk about Bitcoin or crypto crypto investing strategies, sure. Do you want to talk about how to lose weight? Okay, or fix some, I'm not a doctor, but fix maybe some metabolic issues, etc. Do you want more energy? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to feel healthier? I've been a keto carnivore proponent for 7 years. Okay, I can tell you how good it is for your health. I will give you, we'll do a strategy session together, a 30-minute strategy session. I'll help you feel much better. And also, if you want to learn how to do social media like I've done it for multiple businesses, and the type of businesses that I've been able to do it for, I have a free discovery call. Let's have a chat for 30 minutes for free about your business or your personal brand, and if I can help you create consistently engaging content. And if you think I can, then I will charge you money for it, but that's why the call is for free. Let's go back to here. Oh my God, what a day it's been. Let's get to some comments. Yeah, man. Just don't book a consultation after a weekend's carbohydrate binge. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Don't do that. Man, it's so funny. Let's see. I am working way too hard. Yeah. Causes puffiness and tiredness. No, it wasn't that. We already talked about that. Let's see. Remember to hit the thumbs up icon, folks. We'll be getting to Bitcoin and crypto in just a couple of minutes. Richard said, now, Richard, I got your message the other day. I think that was you who sent it to me about Pengu. And Pengu, Fartcoin and Pengu are moving crazy, are they? Are they really? Give me a quick look-see. Pengu, is it up a bit, is it? No, Pengu's not. No, it's not. unless I'm wrong. And Fartcoin, what's good old Fartcoin doing? Nah, Fartcoin's not doing a lot. That's I'm looking at it on the monthly time frame. No, they're not really. I don't feel like they are. But anyway, we can take a quick look at those as well. Just a question, Joe, says Jason Ashworth. There may be a number of ratios in the charts. Just a question. There may be a number of ratios in the chart, silver to gold, silver to stock market, etc., etc. Yes. So if there are all these ratios, you can't look at one chart to make analysis. No, of course not. You don't. You can't. You can, but the more ratios you look at, the better informed you'll be. But you can just look at, it depends on your goal. So for example, if your goal was I just want to increase my silver stack, and I want to do it via playing the gold to silver ratio, then you just look at the gold to silver ratio. Okay. But then you might want to look at other things like, well, what's silver doing in price? So you look at that. What's the silver, again, silver versus the stock market, etc. So yeah, looking at more ratios is better. It gives you more information, but you can just look at one if you want. I think so. Yeah, there may be a number of ratios in the chart: silver to gold, silver to stock market. So if there are all these ratios, you can't look at one chart to make analysis. It's preferable to look at more, to give you a well-rounded opinion. But something like playing the silver miners to silver index, if your goal is to up your silver stack, it's a good ratio to look at. As others may affect its trajectory. Oh, absolutely agree. One of the classic ones is you can look at the US dollar price of silver. If in Australia or anywhere else in the world, if you're not in the US, you can look at the US dollar price of silver, but then you have to go, okay, but I also now need to make sure I'm at least keeping an eye on what the Australian dollar or your foreign currency is doing against the US dollar at the same time. In general, it's not going to be where silver spot in USD is going crazy wild high, but your foreign currency is going down, though it might just be going up but slightly lower. Okay, there's basically almost never a time where silver USD is like an asset in USD is going up, but the asset in your foreign currency is actually going down. It has happened, but it's unlikely. So you can basically know that if you're watching silver in USD, it's going to still be going up in your foreign currency. It's just, again, might not be going up as fast. Or in the opposite direction, silver could be tanking in USD price, but it might be going down not as fast in your foreign currency, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see. Can we look at silver juniors? Well, we did that silver tariff. We did that, my friend. It's happening. Pay attention. Exactly. Gerald Draper says, bring his guest back on in December and walk his words back. What are we talking about? Bring his guest back on in December. What guest are we talking about? Silver under $100. The crime continues. What guest are you talking about, Gerald? I'm not sure what you're on about, but that's okay. Let's do some Bitcoin and crypto stuff, shall we? You are watching Good Morning Stackers. The slightly not as good live show today, I don't think. It's not as good. Because I'm tired and puffy because I had a carb-fueled weekend, which I don't normally do. Let's see. And I'm paying the price for it now. Really paying the price. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Price in USD, 108,200 US dollars. No bueno so far. No bueno, people. We have not broken 110,000 US dollars. Technically, it's 110,500. Okay, haven't broken it. We came up to test it. Failed move, oftentimes from a failed move, fast move in the opposite direction. The good news is we have not broken down below here, $105,000, and that's actually holding up well. If I show you on the Fibonacci, right there from this low and this high, we have yet to break down, which is a good sign. We haven't broken down through 107,200 roughly. So that's good. I don't like the fact that we are back below this downtrend line, so not a fan of that. One test, failure. Second test, failure. Currently below it. Not preferable. Okay, I need to see it back above. Okay, and short answer is you've got to clear here at that. Oh, fuck you. at that 110. What? Oh, I see what's happened. At 110,000, got to clear there, and we don't want to see it crack below there, otherwise we're going down lower, and then we'll be correcting a larger move. And what might we be correcting? We'll be correcting this move, and then we talk about this area here of between, it's still 105, that kind of area, down to that $103,000 area, which you definitely don't want to see broken. So at the moment, I am on the fence again, kind of on the fence with gold. I'm on the fence with Bitcoin. I really don't know as yet. I don't like the fact that this is kind of ticking over here. Not a fan of that. Okay, it does lend itself to potentially lower prices more so, but I'll stay with 50-50 for the moment. That's all I have to say about Bitcoin. But I think it is, it is, what's the word I'm looking for? Really finding it hard to talk today. It is a blip along the way for later on down the track. So Bitcoin, I think, algorithmically, with the halving, etc., it's not like everyone's going to dump it. It's so buried deep now in institutions, etc. Bitcoin is going to $1 million per Bitcoin eventually down the track. Pick a time frame. I don't know what that is. Okay, it's not in a year's time, but it's not in 100 years' time. Okay, so it is going that direction. So it's probably just the best option is to just dollar cost average into Bitcoin, because over the long term, who are you doing it for? Are you doing it for yourself in 20 years' time, or are you at the age where you're doing it for your children or your grandchildren, where you will pass this down? Bitcoin is going to $1 million per Bitcoin eventually. Get on board the train now. Okay, if you want to time it, sure. That's why we talk about this kind of stuff, because you're trying to time it to make the perfect entries and the perfect exits, sure. But look, someone like Bisha from Stormrake, okay, here's Stormrake, stormrake.com. All right, Bisha believes $200,000 Bitcoin can still occur in 2025, and this is just some blips along the way. So he's very, very bullish on it. But that's where I sit with Bitcoin, 50-50 at this stage. Got to clear that 110,500. Then we'll be talking much higher prices. Okay, and when we get there, we shall talk about them. That is Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is still hovering around, isn't it? It's just still kind of piss farting around. This is the kind of level we're at, where I use kind of language like that at the moment. So we're at 65.27%. We have yet to break down through here, and not a lot to say. It's still all just up in the air at the moment. We had that bearish divergence play out, higher high, lower high on the relative strength index. We've come down here, but we've yet to break here. Okay, so break that 65% level, then we'll talk potential continued altcoin run, but we're not there yet. Let me show you others, the altcoin market minus the top 10. It's just been absolutely playing with our emotions, and I got caught up a little bit in this chop, but you can just get really caught out. We had this move up to 240, call it 240 billion if you want, 238 billion. We had that beautiful support hold. So what many people were thinking was the following. Come down, there, a high, a low, fantastic. Oh, we've broken it. We've broken here. We're going to go to here straight away. No, we didn't. Oh, we're back down to here. Oh, we're done. It's done for. We're back down here. No, this is going to break here. We are screwed. Oh, we're back up again. Oh, this is amazing. We're going to break 240 billion. It's going to go. Oh, it didn't. It's just been screwed. So the chop is where you can get really screwed over, because they're trying to get you on both sides of the market. They're trying to shake you out here by taking you down here. I know this is very detailed. All right, so sorry. Let me get rid of that. I'll pop it on the 4 hour. It's looking like a Rorschach. Was it a Rorschach test? Whatever it's called. Tell me what you see. I see death and destruction. They're getting you here. Right, they got you excited here and they faked you out. They got you nervous here and faked you out. They got you really excited here and faked you out. They got you nervous here again and faked you out. They're getting you excited again. So it's just in this terrible choppy range that you should not be trying to trade, because are you better than your emotions? Most people are not. I certainly am not. I try to be, but I get caught out every now and then. So I'm just not trading. I'm holding some crypto, but I'm not trading it. Okay, I'm just waiting to see what happens. If we break down through here, not good news. If we break up through here, and particularly up through this downtrend line, okay, that is great news. So again, I will stick with probably, closing above 240 would be good. Sorry, that's really annoying now. Let me get rid of all of you. Closing above here and remaining above. Okay, closing, not spiking on a daily time frame. Okay, and that's what it did. It spiked on the daily. Again, what do we say about spikes? Spikes mean SHIT in general, not completely, but it has failed. Look at that, failure to close above that bottom end of the Fibonacci. Spiked but failure to close. People got excited up here. Oh, it's definitely going to close. Definitely going to close the day above it. No, screw you, it didn't. Okay, a daily close above 240 billion. Technically, it's 238, 239 billion. Is very positive. It wouldn't say you're absolutely out of the woods. I need to see it clear through that downtrend line, and really, the kicker for me is 250 billion. That's the one I really want to see it clear through. That's previous support right here. So it's previous resistance, right? It's previous support, and then back it's through that downtrend line. That would be golden, chef's kiss, and then I can say, okay, great. I can continue to hold the positions, the small positions that I'm currently in, and I can now build upon them and start trading in crypto again, of which I'm not currently doing. Cool. I am holding, I am not trading. That is general altcoin market. Let's take a look at some favorites, such as SEI. Here is SEI on the daily time frame, priced in USD, 25 cents. Currently experiencing a little bit of a downtrend. Unfortunately, we have failed to, what's that trend line there? U and U. We have failed to hold the neckline of the inverse head and shoulders pattern. That's not preferable, okay? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, there's your neckline. We broke out when we're kind of below that line. That's not preferable, but I will give you anywhere down to the bottom end of the zag zone, and that's anywhere between here, and that's fine, okay? Anywhere down to right there, and that's at 22.5 cents. So hold 22.5 cents. Okay, fine. Normal market moves. You have a big move. Yeah, the markets go up, markets go down. Don't close below 22.5 cents. And then we'll say, okay, might just be a little, consolidation along the way. And then I need to see it crack back above through that 27.5 cent level. And then we'll talk higher prices for SEI. It is one that I will very likely be in when it presents itself to be the right time to do so. Also, one of my other favorites, as you know, TOSHI, the meme coin of base chain. It had a nice little move, actually. So unlike some others, it's had a nice little move in a test of that 0005 level. So this is TOSHI on the Coinbase chart. Got listed on Coinbase, had that massive move, and now we're just in this massive trading range. Okay, I need to see it clear through that 0.0075 level in order to say onwards and upwards, and then potentially breaking all-time highs for TOSHI, but we're not there yet, and we're not yet over. We've had a couple of daily spikes. We actually closed the day above it, but we haven't remained above it. Okay, so I needed to stay above that 0.0005 level. And then onwards and upwards we go. And just like SEI, I will do this. From this low and this high, you need to see this level right here, not broken, please. So that is at 0.000466. Don't break below there. You can come anywhere down to there, and that's just a normal up and down. Markets go up, markets go down. They zig and they zag. Get down to there. That's fine. Don't break through there. Otherwise, you've got to question why. Why is that happening? Not good. So that is TOSHI. I will be back in to my favorite meme coin when, again, the opportunity presents itself. Not currently in. Cool. cool. Let's try ZBCN. Ooh, it's happening. It's happening just like I thought it might do if we broke down through this major level here. Okay, so here's ZBCN, ZBEC network. It is on the weekly time frame, price in US dollars, 0.0025. So it is a quarter of 1 cent at the moment. There's the previous all-time high of that 0.0033, 0.0034. We had that beautiful move up here. Of course, as you all know, I kind of called the top on it, didn't I? I did. I did call the intermediate top on it. Why? Because higher highs, lower highs on the relative strength index on the 4-hour time frame. At least I said, did you take profits? I made multiple videos where I said, have you taken profits yet on ZBCN? Okay, higher high, lower high, equal high, lower high, bearish divergence, played out. Okay, then we've been in this range. The last video I did talking about ZBCN, we were still above this area here. So yeah, I haven't talked about ZBCN for a few days actually. Oh, and because this is last week, so a number of days have gone by because it's been the weekend as well. We were right here, and I said, watch out for a potential double bottom. But if that does break through, what's the next area? The area that you could expect to test, and that next area is here at 0.000215. So far, it looks like we're at least probably heading down to there and testing that. Okay, that's at previous resistance here and previous resistance here. Watch for a touch of around about there, or it could be a whole what's the word I'm looking for? Front running, where people place their buy orders a little bit higher. So don't expect it to get 100% down to there, but around here I think you might find a bottoming area. You really don't want to see it close below and start getting below there. That's a big no-no, and the reason why is then you're asking yourself why there's sellers here. Why aren't sellers becoming buyers here? If sellers were here and sellers were here, then they stopped selling here. That was great. When we broke through here, they were selling here, they were selling here, and then they go, oh no, we don't want to sell there anymore. Okay, we're going to watch this thing run. It had its run. If buyers are not stepping here at previous resistance, you've got to go, oh, that's not good. Okay, so you really need buyers to step in right about there. If it starts closing down into this area here, then you got to look at the next area. Okay, so that's ZBEC network. Many people are still in it. Good on you. Okay, you're very bullish on it. Fantastic, because you know the fundamentals better than I do. But yeah, I'm expecting a test of at least that 0.000215-ish kind of area. And we will not talk about any higher prices for ZBEC network until we find a bottom, and then we work out what our major resistance levels are on the way up. That's ZBEC. Cool. Any others that I want to talk about? Or do we have any chart requests at the moment? What did I say here? TOSHI, ZBCN. Yeah, I mentioned those ones, so I've gone through those. Let's go through right now. Yeah, we'll do it right now. I'm going to go through right now. Actually, let me get to this. Any chart requests for crypto or anything in particular? I'll read a couple more questions. Let's see. Oh, yes, I absolutely agree, Jason. Yes. Can we make a little mention of this? I hope all people in Texas today are okay. It is very sad to hear what happened over the weekend. There was flooding in Texas, and unfortunately, some young lives were lost, and absolutely tragic. So yes, our thoughts go out to them. CT, if you do watch this, I know CT is from the Lone Star State, a regular watcher of ours. CT is not in the chat today. CT, let us know if everything's going okay there in Texas. It's a very big place. I'm not assuming that you're caught up in the floods. But just tell us what is it like? What's the vibe like in Texas at the moment? How's everyone doing? So CT, if you watch this, let us know. Let's see. Oh, right. Thank you very much. Gerald Draper. Bisha. Well, speaking of Bisha, well, that's a brilliant. Oh, thanks, man. What a brilliant segue into Bisha. This is Bisha, by the way. He's the COO of Stormrake, stormrake.com. What is stormrake.com? It is a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage based here in Australia. They service Australia. They also service the United States as well. So kind of the bulk of my subscribers are either from Australia or from the States. Do you want to buy crypto, but you don't want to do it yourself? You want a dedicated broker, and you're happy to pay a small fee for the absolute privilege of having someone else do it for you, and you never have to think about it again. Yes, Stormrake, stormrake.com. Or do you have friends and family who know nothing about crypto, but you know that they need to be at least in Bitcoin for the longer term, okay? Do you want them to dollar cost average into Bitcoin? Hell yes, you do. Why wouldn't you? Bitcoin's going to $1 million a Bitcoin eventually down the track, decade, who knows, right? But it probably is, okay? Very likely, that's my humble opinion. Get them on the journey now. Stormrake, stormrake.com, okay? They are a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. They get you the best prices. They do it all for you. And of course, yes, they do charge a fee, and it's tailored completely to you. You talk to your broker, okay? And they will give you their advice, non-financial advice, technically, on the best crypto to get in for you. They will talk about, just like I do with my consultations with precious metals, they'll ask, well, what's your risk appetite like? How old are you? Do you have kids? Where do you sit in your life? Have you got 50 years of life to go? Or are you a little bit older and you're looking to retire, but you want to, there's so many different factors that you need to factor in order to know which kind of crypto to go with. Do you go slow and steady, Bitcoin only? Do you have a bit more of a risk tolerance? Do you look at some of the altcoins? What are some of the altcoins that Stormrake recommend? Okay, what are the kind of the ones that they sell? You have a dedicated broker that you can call on the phone and speak to anytime during the business day, or you can email them, you can chat to them as well. Okay, and you can also book a free consultation if you are not in the Stormrake system just yet. They do get you the best prices, okay? So buy, swap, and sell crypto with access to the best available pricing, no hidden fees, and no surprises. So they connect directly to multiple platforms and trading partners, so you get the best in-market prices and reliable trade execution every single time. And they help you with custody as well. So they provide secure and robust digital asset custody using cold storage and meticulous operational protocols, or they can just send it to your nominated address and you do it yourself. But if you want them to do it all for you with cold storage, all that kind of stuff, they will just do all that, okay, for you again. And they charge a fee. Of course they charge a fee. How much do they charge? Here's the amazing thing from knowing me. Currently, they just raised their prices from 3% to 3.5%. So if you go up to stormrake.com and click on create an account and go through all those details, you are going to be paying 3.5% for your brokerage fee. Then, when they increase their prices later on down the track, years to come, whatever, you'll then be paying those extra fees later on down the track. However, if you sign up with my account with my link, okay, you can type it in the address bar down here, or I'll put a link somewhere where all good links are found. I had thought, let me go back. You will get it for 2%. Okay, now that's actually better than the 33%. I actually need to change this. So before July the 1st, their rates were 3%. And then you got it through me for 2%. However, they've done an even better deal. They've raised their prices to 3.5%, but they're not raising their prices on people that get referred to them through people like myself. So you still only pay 2%, a 1.5% saving. That's more than a 33% saving for the life of the account if you sign up with my link. Okay, so go to bit.ly/GMS Stormrake or click the link. At least sign up for an account. If you don't buy for 6 months, okay, that's fine. No problem. No worries. At least you've locked in that 2% lifetime. So even when Stormrake up their prices to 4%, which they'll do eventually down the track, I'm sure, give it a few years, I don't know, you still only pay 2%. 2% because you're grandfathered in, okay? Lifetime. So that is Stormrake, stormrake.com. Highly suggest you at least sign up for an account, and then you might consider buying some crypto through them for what will become later on down the track as prices go up and up, really, really cheap brokerage fees. Okay, Stormrake, stormrake.com. Let's see. Now, Bisha interview at 52 minutes. So he claimed and speculated that the ISO 222 was not happening, and so many times this has failed. he can dismiss, but he is incorrect. Okay, that's your humble opinion, Gerald, and you might absolutely be right. So this was to do with the ISO compliant contract like XUP. So he claimed and speculated that was not happening. Did he? I'd have to double check that. I'll double check that. Thank you. I'll watch this after and I'll go to that 52-minute section and I'll see that, because I should double check whether he did actually say that, or did you mishear? I'll presume that you are correct, but I'll watch it myself. Good morning all. Late to the game. No problem, my friend. Thanks for the show, Joe. Got to run. That's no worries. Have a lovely day, everyone. You got to do what you got to do. Do I want to go through anything else, or I think that's probably it for the day? Yeah, no, I think that's probably it. Let me just double check my account. That's actually, well, there's probably a couple of other things that we could. Oh, wow. Okay, Unico. Goodness me. All right, so Unico's doing well. Let me go back to the charts for a second. Unico has had a lovely little pump to 32 cents. Where are we, Joe? Gold panel. That's the one. And no, that one, ZBCN. Let's go USL. Unico Silver Limited on the ASX. Okay, so this is a 20-minute delayed chart. Okay, so just so you know, Unico has busted through 315. It's at 320 right now, so we're busting through some resistance on Unico. Looks like we might be moving higher. Okay, on Unico Silver again. If you're into the silver miners, Unico Silver Limited USL on the Australian Stock Exchange is one of the major ones that you'd want to consider being in. Not financial advice, and it looks like it's having a bit of a move up today. That's good to see. Great, that is USL. Speaking of investing, etc., I would love you to head over to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Why? If you want to be a better investor, do one of their courses. I am planning. I've almost signed up. I've almost hit this, almost paid my deposit and whatever. I'm going to be doing the year-long comprehensive course. I'm going to go full on down the rabbit hole about being a better investor, learning about the absolute advanced strategies, the basic and advanced strategies of investing from a proper educational course. Now, I've learned by doing and learned by myself, imbibing so many other people's stuff. Okay, so I know a bit. I'm better than your beginner. So I'm not a beginner, but I'm not an expert. I want to move from being intermediate and doing some good things some ways, but then not good things in other ways. Okay, so sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm not good. I'm going to be learning to be the best I can absolutely be with the year-long comprehensive program from Mastering the Markets. But if you just want to do their 10-week course, just learn about the foundations of Dow theory and technical analysis, okay, do their 10-week course, okay, fantastic. Do that, or if you just want to be part of the Mastering the Markets Academy, you pay a monthly subscription fee. Okay, and then you get to imbibe a lot of their stuff. Now, that's not the courses, so you're not learning specifically going to their it's like three lessons a week, 3 or 4 lessons a week. Okay, you're not doing that. However, you are imbibing all their back-end educator calls, all their live streams that you don't get for free. You can join for free if you want, but there's all this amazing stuff in Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com Academy. It's one of those days where this just ain't working for me. In terms of the live stream, what a great quality live stream this has been. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I think it's the end of the show. You have watched Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. What an amazing show it's been. Wow. Going out live on X and on YouTube right now. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. You get a warm and fuzzy feeling when you do, and we do the final synchronized slurp as well. Grab your tasty beverages and we'll dance it out, people, because you have watched.
Good morning, Stack. Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, Stack. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do that.
Synchronize.
3, 2, 1, slurp it, go. Wow, what a day. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and you'll get more content from me tomorrow. Speak to you soon.